YouTube? We are back with the DRZ 128 scale rear-wheel drive drift competition chassis from Atomic, and we are going to get ready to start our build. Over here in the chemical tank, I got some petroleum jelly and this waterproof bearing grease that I got. I mixed it together, trying to make my own grease. Got the manual on the PDA file on my phone. So we'll be going through the manual on the phone, and we're gonna start off here by taking parts out of DRZ. Let's see here if we can zoom in. We're gonna get started on the slider, and then we're gonna take the chassis out of the bag. I'm going to use 2 of these 6 km screws. None of the screws are labeled, so I'll be micing the screws to get the this screw length and everything. Yeah, all the screws are in a bag. I mean, there's screws in here with the metal servo horn. I don't know if that's the part that we need, or is this bag in this bag? DRZ-C, DRZ-B. Does it tell you which bags that you need? No, it just says attaching steering guide. Alright. Whoa. Okay there, phone. Stay at part 1. Then we're gonna attach the front bulkhead, the 0mm. The only thing I really got a mic is right up in here. Is putting that screw right here. There's 0mm right there. Once we get that, all right. Whoa! Come on there, phone. You can't be doing that. All right. I'm going to take my phone stand and see if it's actually better if we go this way. Oh, that's as much as I can slide out. Or that's perfect for me. On the back of the GoPro screen, I know that looks a little small, but here we are, 2 minutes, and we're about to start working. Let me find these parts real quick. So inside of DRZ-A, the chassis, this looks like the rear swing, or the front shock tower, rear shock tower, but I also, inside the box, came with a spare of this part. Nicely well cut carbon fiber pieces. I'm very happy about that. They're not all sharp. Still be careful with it though. We'll set that top plate here. We'll set the frame here. All the countersunk holes. So this is the bottom. This is going to be the top. Even the indentation for the differential. So open differential. Yeah, kind of wish it was closed. We'll see as we build though. Go ahead and find these parts. Still getting parts ready. We're gonna go ahead and open up DRZ-B. There's little tiny little plastic washers in there. Really tiny plastic washers. Alright, we got the 2 parts that we gotta clean up with some sandpaper. We're gonna clean the bottom of the burrs on this, and then we're gonna install those ball studs and stuff. Just a little bit, and go real lightly. Clean those burrs up. Some burrs on the bottom over here. And I'm gonna take the sandpaper just on the edge of it, and I'm gonna clean up the burrs believe it's gonna ride on this side, just to make sure there ain't no burrs. Yeah, like right there where the two plastic pieces where it molds in. You want to clean that up, get that as smooth as possible, because it don't go in this way. Even though if it was going this way, it'd be nice and smooth, but the hole will be on the wrong side for the ball stud. So it'd be nice and smooth if it was to go that way. Just gotta go this way. All right, so I went on ahead and cleaned up the slider holder. Shows that little flat piece. Here it is right here. We're gonna set it on those two holes right here on the bottom right here. Then we're gonna take our other piece and make sure that was clean. The indentation is supposed to go towards the rear of the car. Flat piece, flat side of it goes to the front. That's gonna sit like this. And then this piece, it says it goes in between these two. Okay. So this is the slider holder, this is the slide. So it is the back piece that's supposed to be cleaned up. So it's gonna go like this. It should go together just like this. And this should be smooth. I'm gonna go to slide. I don't know if there's supposed to be any grease in there, but that feels smooth. Maybe if I sand a little bit of this top lip right here. I don't know, maybe I'm getting too worried into it. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take two of these short screws, not seeing the name of the screws. It's fun. This is like building a Yokomo YD2, but in really small scale. But the steering setup is different. We're just gonna put this back together. Let me find these screws first. Yeah, I gotta figure out which length these screws are. I got these two screws. We can see if those will bite. Don't go in the bottom of that and just try, they're too short. I believe those go for the camber of the arms. So I'm gonna go in here and grab out. Ooh, man. I gotta find like a key or something where I can figure out which screw and which length, which there was a key on the map, on the manual. Alright, once you get your kit looking this far, you get the steering buckle on. You want to tighten these two screws down, and it's going to be tight to move. And then you want to slightly, effortlessly, just back off on them until you get it a little bit smoother. Where it's in there, but there's less resistance. So we just play the adjustment game. Just nice little quarter turns. Yeah, you need, so if you gotta clean up the burrs, clean it up a little bit more, but I wouldn't sand it anymore. I would just play around with tightening and loosening that down because you don't really want any slop or anything in there. See, I think that's about as loose as I can go. I'm gonna go a little bit looser. Alright, now that we got that on, tells you right here, caution, use sandpaper. Grind the bottom of the slider to ensure sliding is smooth. Adjust the position of the slider holder to make sure the steering is smooth and no wobble. I got a little bit of wobble, not a lot. Alright, attaching the front bulkhead. So we're going to use 2 of these 4K screws. See, this stuff needs to be M1 2.4 KT. Alright, so we're going to need this bulkhead piece. Oh, not that one. We're going to need this one. That's going to go here. Before we put those there, we need these M1 1.2 screws to adjust the front arms, top and bottom. And those 2 screws are going to go here and here. Alright, the little tiny screws that go on the bulkhead, I believe it's these little tiny silver screws here. The millimeters on them are 4.66. I need 1.2. Alright, go with these and see. Alright, so I got these screws in the bulkhead, and now here, if you look on the manual, let me zoom in real quick. We need to get those to be 0 millimeters coming out the bottom of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to mic down here in the bottom of these screws here to make sure that that's 0 millimeters. And I think we're going to end the video here once we get the bulkhead on, because my GoPro is about to die. GoPro don't really like these long, short builds where I got to pause the video, make sure I got all the parts right, and then make sure I show you guys the right part. Oh, my light. Alright, yeah, and I'm gonna have to get a light too. Alright, let me go ahead, let's make sure we want this at 0 millimeters, huh? I'm gonna adjust this. I gotta get the right 0 millimeters. I'm going to bring the screw right down to that line of the micrometer, like right here, because this is 0.02. So I'm just going to screw it down to that, and then we're going to use these 2 screws here. I know it's pretty hard to see right now. Use them 2 screws to tighten on the bulkhead, and keep on moving. Oh, dropped the screw. My light came back on.
Yeah, that. Not much video, no.
I get like these certain parts where I'm trying to screw everything in, and then I run into like a hard problem when I'm screwing it in, Just like trying to hold the chassis and screw it in. There we go, that's a nice position. Screw it in the cool. Wrong screw. Grab this one. So now we're gonna have a nice fast car in our garage. And all these off-road vehicles will have a nice speedy car, a drifter in the micro garage. So this is gonna be cool. Alright. That's supposed to be down at 0 millimeters, but really seems like that one's down a little bit more. I'm gonna adjust it just a little. Now that looks even. Alright. Okay. Gonna keep on moving. We got our 2 screws at the bottom. Now we're going to be building the front suspension arms. I saw some pins. 1.5 times 8. Which I'm trying to think, and you got these shorty pins, those probably go to the axle. Oh, that's really hard to tell. I wish everything was like, you know, part number, grab you out of bag. We're gonna need those little plastic little bushings too. One rubber washer. We need pin 1.5. .973. Alright, so this is the pin that we need for the arms. I hope I got this right. So 1.5 this way, and then 8 millimeters this way. Oh, no! 2 plastic shims. This little arm. Suspension ball. Where's the other suspension ball? Linkage ball in. The other linkage ball in. Alright, how far do we gotta screw the linkage ball in? 0.2 is 0.2 millimeters is default setup. Kids are in there watching Justice League. So I gotta screw it in a couple more turns. So let's try 1. It's a half turn. Let's go one more half turn. There should be 2.0 on the dot. Binkies. Alright. So we're gonna set that one here. And there's more, a lot of hop-ups for this car. I was looking on superg.com. And I was on rcmart.com. They don't really have a lot for the DRZ. They had the DRZ for sale on rcmart.com, but I guess it was sold out. My first kit, I was gonna get the Atomic kit. I was gonna get a Atomic AMR 2-wheel drive and drift that. And then when I went on Atomic's website and I saw this kit, and I was like, whoa. There's no point in me getting the AMR, because I'm going to be doing a lot of custom stuff just to get that angle like the 10 scale cars. So I was like, let me try and order this car. We are at 0.2. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to jump back up here, and we're going to take our metal arm. Oh, stop dropping these little pins. I really need some tweezers. I'm going to slide this pin in here, just like that. Then on this side, we're gonna put one of those little white spacers. I'm gonna take a ball in. Put ball in on this side. Oh, we need 2 ball ends. I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna grab that. Now it says default is 1 plastic shim. And then there we go. 1 plastic shim. So that's all we're gonna do. I'm gonna do the same thing for this side. So we're gonna build it opposite. Alright, we got our arms built, but if you look on the manual, there's some screws that are sitting. Wait on my phone to clear up. There's some screws, rounded head, that are sitting in the A-arms, or in the arms. So tomorrow, because my camera, I got to get all this footage off and put it on the GoPro app so I can upload it to you guys. So this is going to be part 1 of the DRZ build. And then tomorrow we're going to put the 2 screws into the arm. We're going to use the front buddy mount, which is this piece. So you can technically take the arms, whoops, really quick. And we can pop them in here. We can pop them on the chassis. And then everything lines up so it can be screwed in. Oh. Okay, I see how those screws, how they adjust the arms, and the arms move and stuff. So there's some screws, those screws are going to adjust the arm. But I just want to say like, share, subscribe. And as always, peace and love. God bless. I'll see you guys in the next video. Tomorrow we're going to finish up taking these 2 screws and we're going to bolt in the bottom arm here. We're going to figure out what 2 screws go here and here on the A-arms. It's not saying in directions. And then we're going to move on to step 5, building the upper suspension assembly. So, alright you guys, peace out.